This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to Faurot Field in Columbia, Missouri, home of the Missouri Tigers. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on another SEC rival, the Missouri Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Missouri about to kick off to lift the lid on this one. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Gamecocks offense will get the ball first. So the last time these two got together, the nails were chewed down to the cuticles. It was a barn burner. Think we get another one of those, Jesse?
I certainly hope so, Reese. And I know that mental toughness is very cliche in all of sports, especially college football. And David, it's something that coaches are always harping on. But this is one of those games. The team that's most mentally tough at the end, they probably win.
Especially in rivalry games, especially in big moments, especially when there's more to it than just a game. So I think that this is something that who can focus, who can stay disciplined, who can stay tough and keep and block out all the noise.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. They'll give it to the back. Got enough for the first down and wants more. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to pass. It's Sellers. Snagged in the middle. It's Hunt. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Here comes the heat. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
They finally get him, R.D. Goodness gracious, you can see the quarterback broke not 1, 2 tackles. He scrambles outside the pocket. What do you have to do? Just keep chasing, right? Relentless effort. Finally get the QB outside the pocket and get him on the ground.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. And he feels the heat coming in and burns him up. Another sack.
And I'm really impressed with the start by this defense, like getting to the quarterback early and often. First drive, already have 2 sacks. That's a good sign for this defense.
And the Gamecocks line up to punt it away. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. So the Missouri Tigers offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And this running game might have a huge advantage when they get to the 2nd level of this defense, David.
Well, and this is a big challenge. Like, you're overmatched. You understand this guy is a top-shelf player, and I'll be honest, this defense has kind of struggled a little bit this season. But this individual matchup, you got to get him on the ground. You got to find a way to corral him, slow him down. He can't be the game wrecker. If that's the case, it's going to be too easy for this offense.
And if you're on offense, you got to be thinking, let's dominate in the trenches and let's get our star running back into the 2nd level against this linebacker. We've got an athletic advantage at that position. So if we can free him up into the 2nd level of this defense, make him make guys miss, those are going to be explosive plays for the offense.
keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
The Tigers come to the line needing just inches for the first down. He'll keep it on the sneak.
First down, N-I-Z.
And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. The give, and he's looking for room behind the left tackle. And he runs into a wall, maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage. You guys have both played in rivalry games, so what did you do to keep yourself locked in during that week of preparation, David?
Well, you try to keep your emotions in check, but it's really, really hard to do because a lot of times the hatred is so strong, the emotions are so real. The coaches get super about things, Jesse, so you don't just treat it as another game.
No, it's hard to handle the anxiety leading up to those games, not just because of what it means to your season, but because of what the fans are saying, what your coaches are saying, what your family and friends are saying, understanding how important those rivalries are.
The Tigers have their offense in high gear. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Got a man, it's Harris. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. They'll try to run for it. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. Absolutely center cut. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
Returner's going to try to see what he can get. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Again, this is a running back that can hurt you running it between the tackles, and he's dangerous out in space. They like to throw it to him out on the perimeter as he picks up a couple of yards there.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They go to the ground. Creates a little room. Turning it on. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Back to pass, it's Sellers. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Bennett. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Wants to throw on first down. Here's a heat. Trying to get rid of it.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. He'll do it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw. That's how you force incompletions, you force fourth downs.
Punt is on its way. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Unloads it left. Makes the grab. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
This slot receiver gives defensive coordinators nightmares. You have got to double him virtually on every pass play. He better have safety help over top. Otherwise, this guy's a threat to score every time they throw the ball.
Now on first down from the 30. Use the play fake. Now to throw. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Motion from the wide receiver. With jet sweep pass. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Really good job by the defense seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand. Safety's got to see that and start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
Third and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, fourth down.
So Missouri will have to... And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. To throw, it's Sellers. Fires to the tight end. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. They've been completely lethargic in this first half, but finally some signs of life.
And we've seen it, Reese, throughout time, throughout college football history. You get that one big play, momentum starts to come in, and I don't know what it is. It changes everything. Maybe that's the play they needed to finally get some points on the scoreboard before the half.
They're working that left side. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground. You want many guys swarming to the football to try to get that elusive guy on the ground.
And the tackle is made, but there has been a flag thrown. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Back to pass. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
I know this isn't the start the offense wanted. They don't have any points so far in this game, but sometimes it just takes one explosive play to turn things around. And after that beautiful completion deep for the offense, that should give them a little confidence, a little momentum. They've now got to be able to score points on this drive.
Makes the grab. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Gamecocks in a good spot here with second and short. Looking for a man. It's Sellers. Into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina. Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point makes it 7-3. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish it up with a 15-yard scoring toss. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Finds his man. It's Coleman. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Tigers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. They'll leave it with him. They get him on the ground at the 36 after a pickup of 5. The offense will quickly use a timeout. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Fires left. Pulls it in. It's Coleman. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down. Mizzou coming out with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. He'll grab the throw to the sideline and step out of bounds after picking up a few.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Looking downfield, and time is running short. He'll take a shot. Touchdown, Tigers! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
Really nice job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance, excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the extra point puts them up by a field goal. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish things off with a 44-yard touchdown pass. They're ready to kick it This crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Waning seconds of the first half, let's see how they handle it. The give to the lone running back. Shut down in the backfield again, and that might do it here in the half. And what a way for this defense to wind up the quarter. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And the Gamecocks will kick it off to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. From the gun, wants to pass. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the offense fortunate to fall on that one, and they'll live to fight another play.
Woo. Deep breath, right? Man, you fumble that thing, you cough it up, you're like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Missouri will have to send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. The Gamecocks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Scanning the field, it's Sellers. He makes the catch close to the sticks, but he'll be a little short of the first down.
You know, and that's a route this offense practices all week long. You really have to have great timing when you're throwing these out routes. There's nothing a defender can do on that one. Perfectly thrown, well caught. Nice job getting his feet in bounds.
Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. He's looking downfield to throw. Fires to the big fella. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do you do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Punt is in the air on 4th down. And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Just willed his way for a couple out to the 35.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Fires one high and deep. Got it in stride inside the 20. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Huge play, puts them in the red zone, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 15. Run in the red zone, it's Hardy. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
Using his legs, it's Hardy. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. Facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete. They will score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the time to be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone. That was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. To the air, it's Sellers. Makes the grab down the middle. Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down. The give to the left side. There he goes. Got enough for the first. And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Right back to the well. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. That's it for the period, and Missouri has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. The 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They go back to work with a 1st down in the final period of this one. From the gun, running back gets to give. Oh, what a move to get room. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
And the Gamecocks will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. He'll set up to throw. Looking to get it in. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
The offense trying to throw it there quickly down close to the goal line. Nice job by the defense tackling the catch.
And after that 1st down gasher, they're close to the end zone. 2nd and goal coming. They're going to run it. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gamecocks. Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Johnson. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Mizzou has it back in the offense coming out on the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this...
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting them the football, letting them get some positive yards.
And the Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to move the chains. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
Signals for the fair catch and hauls it in just shy of the 30. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Cross the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Leaves it with the back. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. The offense has plenty of time, and this defense trying to dig in and get one more stop and hang on to this lead. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Fires to the wideout. It's caught downfield. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. That's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, there have been way too many incompletions for this offense in this game. It's a big reason why they're trailing, obviously. They've never been able to get into a rhythm, and at this juncture here on a 2-minute situation in your own end, you got to find ways to start throwing completions somewhere out on the field to get back in this game.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. He had that one slip to the ground, and if he had held on, that might have been a wrap. Instead, it'll be third down.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here.
Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
Well, it's third and long. They're trying to throw beyond the sticks to get the first down. What a great job by the defender that time, breaking on the ball, snagging it out of the air, and securing that interception.
Missouri has the offense ready to go on the field. This is everything you could hope for in a rivalry game like this. Close game, waning moments, history waiting to be made, guys.
And it's moments like this why you come and play for these two schools, right? To play in a game like this, in a rivalry like this, in a situation, David, game on the line late, who's going to take it?
And you know when you make this play, you're immortalized. With this kind of rivalry, these are the highlights they'll be showing for years. Everybody will be like, I remember when so-and-so made that play against our biggest rival to seal the deal.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
He gets just inside the red zone and goes out of bounds at the 19.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. And under critical third down here in the fourth quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That guy.
Missouri has it ready to go with another first down. And the quarterback takes a knee.